There are money traps that catch every family when planning a Disney World vacation. Between park tickets, hotels, food, and merchandise, there are extra costs that quietly add up and lead to credit card regret after a trip. After dozens of Disney World vacations where I've seen guests and myself fall into these mistakes, I wanted to share 9 items that you should stop paying for at Disney World this year and what is worth it instead. And stick around because one of these items could end up saving your family over $100 in a single park day. But let's kick it off with not purchasing Disney water park tickets. There are 2 water parks located at Walt Disney World. There is Blizzard Beach and Typhoon Lagoon. Both are water parks that you can purchase single day tickets to go and enjoy. But in 2026, there are key dates you're going to want to know about that are not worth purchasing water park tickets because they're actually included in this Disney Resort Guest perk. This summer, Disney World is bringing back an event they did last year called Cool Kid Summer. And for guests that are staying at Disney Resort Collection hotels, a key perk that is included on the check-in day from May 26th to September 8th of 2026. A free perk is that water park admission is included on the check-in day that guests can go and take advantage of the Disney water parks. Like I said, this is for Blizzard Beach and Typhoon Lagoon. Both of those water parks are going to be open this summer to take advantage of this perk. And it's a good thing to know about whenever you are traveling, especially on your travel day, whenever you are checking into your hotel. Depending on whenever you are arriving, it may not be worth it to purchase a full Disney World park ticket. So it's nice that they are including this as a free perk that you can take advantage of to explore the water parks, but also ease into your Disney World vacation and take advantage of that travel day. Each of the water parks include different food options that you can try, slides, wave pools, lazy rivers. There's a lot of things in the water parks that make it unique to add to your Disney World vacation. If I had to choose one, I would personally recommend going to Typhoon Lagoon. Overall, I enjoyed the activities and the atmosphere that that park had to offer. If you're wanting to know what a Disney water park day can look like, especially taking advantage of this free perk, I will put a link in the description below of our Typhoon Lagoon day so you can see what it's like if you are visiting the Disney parks during this time period. But I know when mentioning the free water park perk last year, that is something they did all of 2025. So whenever I was talking about this in videos, guests were mentioning if they are traveling in late on their check-in day, when either the water parks were going to be closing or getting in too late in the evening, if they could take advantage of the perk for other days during their vacation. Unfortunately, it's only during the check-in day, but a simple little fix that I wanted to recommend to you that some people completely miss out on are taking advantage of the free pool time that you have at your Disney hotels. It does cost extra to go to these Disney water parks, so instead of paying extra for water park tickets during your Disney World vacation, another thing I want to recommend to you is actually take advantage of the pools that they have at the Disney resorts, because a lot of time these Disney resorts offer various pools at the hotels that you can explore, but a lot of them have water features like splash pads, lazy rivers, and slides that make it perfect for an off day from the Disney World parks. I know guests get wrapped up in the theme parks and going during their Disney World vacation, but don't miss out on this time to enjoy time at the pools where you can relax, enjoy your vacation, and another free perk that comes with your hotel stay. Another mistake you don't want to make when it comes to the theme parks you're visiting is purchasing the wrong theme park tickets. Whenever you're going to Disney World, we've already talked about the water parks, but there are 4 theme parks located at Walt Disney World. And whenever you're visiting, there's different ticket options that you can take advantage of where you can visit one park per day, or you can get the park hopper ticket that allows you to hop throughout the various Disney World theme parks. One mistake I see guests make is purchasing park hopper tickets when they aren't necessarily needed for their vacation. A nice tip that I like to recommend, if you know when you can go to Disney World and how many days you have, coming up with an itinerary and researching the parks ahead of time to know which ones you want to go to, how much time you have, and that can determine which tickets you end up getting. If you have never been before or it's your first time in a while, I do recommend trying to budget out just single park day tickets for the parks you're going to. There are so many rides and experiences to enjoy during the day at the parks, and it does cost anywhere from $50 to $100 extra per ticket whenever you're purchasing the park hopper ticket, which adds up very quickly in your Disney World budget. But of course, if you don't have enough time to see the parks that you're wanting to visit, it can be helpful to do the park hopper tickets, and there's ways that you can budget out time and strategically do your Disney park days where you can enjoy all that the parks have to offer but still do the park hopper tickets. If you are having a hard time coming up with an itinerary for your Disney vacation, I did want to let you know about a tool we have in the description below, which is a custom itinerary builder that can help you get a jump start on planning your Disney World vacation. And since we're talking about the Disney World parks, a mistake that you can also fall into is trying to cram in and visit all the Disney World theme parks when you might not be interested in some of the ones that are available. For example, it may be better in instead to take an off day planned from the Disney World theme parks to enjoy a day at your Disney World hotel, and actually keeping in mind that there's a lot of other free activities that you can do around Disney World that do not include a theme park ticket. I, for one, am all for all of the Disney World parks. There are so many unique things to see and do in each and every one of them, but it is nice to do some research ahead of time into what all of the parks have to offer, especially keeping your travel party in mind, knowing what they might like to enjoy at those parks and if it's worth it to visit all of them. But in 2026, there are a lot of new offerings coming to Disney World, a lot of ride renovations, that it's nice to keep up on the updates and what the parks are offering so you know which tickets you want to purchase. But going back to the free things that you can do at Disney World that don't require a theme park ticket, try to budget in some off days from the theme parks. This can help save money where you're not spending money on theme park tickets, but you're also able to take advantage of other things that there is to see and do at Disney World, like Disney Springs, the shopping and dining area. We absolutely love going and walking around there, but we also love doing Disney resort hopping, where you can hop around and see the different Disney hotels, potentially plan out where you'd like to stay next time, and enjoy all the different vibes and atmospheres that each one of them have. Another detail that adds up very quickly and is a sneaky cost when it comes to a Disney World vacation is purchasing merchandise inside of the theme parks and key essentials you don't want to forget when visiting. The biggest trap that families fall into is hopping into a gift shop, seeing all the things they want to purchase, but that bill adds up very quickly between the t-shirts, the Loungefly backpacks, the Minnie Mouse ears. There's lots of things you can purchase as a souvenir, but what I wanted to tell you to do instead are a couple of money-saving tips that can help you when buying things or avoid buying things at the parks. The first thing you want to keep in mind are essentials that you do not want to buy at the Disney parks, because they are going to cost anywhere from 2 to 3 times more than if you were to have purchased them ahead of time. I love bringing down all my Disney park bag essentials when going on my Disney World vacation so I don't have to buy them in the parks. This includes things like water bottles, sunscreen, solar umbrellas, all the items that I'm going to be having in my Disney park bag that I can use during my vacation and not have to buy in the theme parks. There are also different gift shops inside of the Disney World hotels that if you do forget anything, you can purchase them. But if you are wanting to know everything I pack in my Disney park bag that can be helpful for your Disney vacation, I'll go ahead and leave a link in the description bar below so you can see everything that I pack that helps save money and keep me comfortable in the park. But another thing a lot of people don't necessarily realize is you can buy merch before going to Disney World, help save some money, and also is a little bit more convenient instead of buying it inside of the parks. First things first, whenever it comes to things that you want to have in Disney World to use inside of the theme parks, things like magic bands, autograph books, bubble wands. There are a lot of things that you can use inside of the parks that actually can be purchased ahead of time. And I would recommend, when it comes to those Disney magic bands, actually buying them on Disney Store ahead of time. They are interactive and chargeable, so it's nice having them delivered to your house where you can get them all hooked up, charged, and ready to use for your vacation. We like getting our souvenir autograph books and the bubble wands ahead of time because they can be a lot cheaper than if you are buying them inside of the parks. And another thing, whenever it comes to what we are wearing inside of the theme parks, it's very important that you're wearing comfortable clothing that will carry you throughout the day. But another thing that's really nice is actually getting your Disney clothing before your trip instead of buying it inside of the theme parks. We like going to Walmart, Kohl's, Sam's Club, Target. They have a lot of great Disney collections and t-shirts that you can choose from to plan your park outfits around. Also, when it comes to your park bags, Amazon has great selections of Loungeflies, Vera Bradley backpacks that can help save you money and time for your packing whenever you're going to the Disney parks. But when you are at Disney World, one activity that does cost extra that I do think is worth it when it comes to having a souvenir to take home and an experience to enjoy inside of the parks is building a custom droid inside of the Droid Depot. This is in Galaxy's Edge at Hollywood Studios, where you can actually go and pick your own droid unit, all of the different pieces, the different colors. You can assemble it together and actually watch it come to life. Then you can take it to the droid driving mat and drive it around Galaxy's Edge and hear it interact with all of the different elements. This costs about $120 whenever we did it, and there's different bundle packages where you can get the personality chip and the backpack. This is an extra cost, but of all the extra cost things that we have done at Disney World, this has been one of my favorite and one that I think is worth the extra money. But everyone's got to eat when it comes to going to Disney World, and the one thing you may not want to be purchasing extra this year at Disney World is the Disney dining plan. plan. Now, transparently, this is something I have never used and don't have a lot of knowledge on, but I wanted to make you aware of this one discounted perk that they have this year. This is a prepaid meal and dining option for your vacation where you can get different snack, drink, or meal credits to use inside of the parks during your trip. There is some money saving in this, and if you've ever used it before, let us know in the comment section below if you think it is beneficial for a vacation. But what I noticed in 2026 that they are doing is a little perk where you can actually enjoy a free Disney dining plan that is included in a vacation package. Now, I did want to read it from Disney World's website so you have the correct details, but it says enjoy a free dining plan when you purchase a non-discounted 4-night 4-day Walt Disney Travel Company package that includes a room at select Disney Resorts collection hotels and a theme park ticket with a park hopper option. Now, there are different dates that this is valid for, and this is a little bit of a quick turnaround whenever it comes to booking. You do have to book by April 30th of 2026. But if this is something that you're interested in, or if you have any questions about planning a Disney World vacation, I did want to direct you to our friends at KMV Travel. They are travel advisors that can help you plan your Disney World vacation, and I'll leave their link in the description below if this is a deal that you want to take advantage of before it goes. There's a quick service Disney dining option and a sit-down meal dining option, so just a nice thing to know before booking your trip. That could be an added perk. But whenever I go to Disney World, a nice money-saving tip that I like to do when it comes to food in the parks is actually having groceries delivered to my hotel to use throughout my vacation. Another big mistake that I see guests make is purchasing food just in the theme parks for the quick service meals and the snacks that you can get inside of the parks. Of course, we always like trying different options and new things that they have in the theme parks, but we don't necessarily just spend money on the food inside of the Disney World parks when it comes to eating. Instead, what we'll use is Walmart grocery delivery to have groceries pre-delivered to our Disney World hotel that we can use throughout our trip. I'm talking things like lunch meat, a case of water, snacks. A big thing that costs extra inside of the Disney parks is pop or soda, depending on how you say it. So sometimes we like having sparkling water delivered to drink inside of the parks instead of purchasing soft drinks. And we also like having that case of water delivered so we can use it inside of the parks instead of purchasing $5 bottles of water. You are allowed to bring your own snacks and drinks inside of the Disney parks, so this is a nice little money-saving tip. And you can get also some healthier options or things that you usually like to eat throughout the day. Keep it in your Disney park bag and avoid hanger inside of the parks. Another costly food mistake is seeing guests that are booking only sit-down meals or character meals in the Disney parks or around Disney World. That is another food cost that's going to add up very quickly. Do not get me wrong, I do love the character meals in some of the dining that is located around Disney World, but it can be very expensive to do those sit-down dining options as your sole dining option. Instead, like I said, we like doing the grocery delivery or mixing in some quick service meals, but the character meals do cost anywhere from $60 and up depending on where you're going and whenever you're dining. So instead of doing either the wrong ones or planning them out for each meal of the day, I did want to give you two that I recommend that are fun to do at Disney World and worth the value whenever you're doing the sit-down character meals. Both of them are actually over at Disney's Wilderness Lodge, which is one of the resorts located at Disney World. I recommend the Storybook Dining at Artist Point, where you can meet Snow White, the Evil Queen, Dopey, and Grumpy. There are also a lot of musical dances that they mix in during the dining, where you get a lot of interactions with the characters and a special one-on-one meet and greet with the Evil Queen. But if you're looking for a more unique dining option that doesn't necessarily have direct Disney character interactions, I want to recommend you to Whispering Canyon Cafe, which is in the lobby of Wilderness Lodge. But this is a more unique and different option whenever it comes to dining at Disney World, where your waiter or waitress is going to be a lot more joking and funny. But in terms of value, I love it because they have these family style skillets that they bring to you. You can determine which skillet you want to get, and then if there are any items on the skillet that you want replenished, your server will bring you some refills that you can eat all you care to enjoy. Like I said, this is different and unique where it's a lot more interactive than some of the other character meals, but in terms of money and value, it is definitely worth the experience. Last but certainly not least, an extra cost Disney World item that you can easily waste all of your money on is the Lightning Lane Multi-Pass. If you haven't visited in a while, this this is the system that has replaced the Fast Pass or the Genie Plus system, which is where you can book out different slots and selections for Disney rides to skip the longer standby line and enter the Lightning Lane. But where I see guests get this wrong is booking the wrong selections that makes it not worth the money. If you are a Disney World Resort guest, you get to start booking your selection 7 days before your visit, and this is where I recommend actually take advantage of that time frame, because sometimes I'll see guests purchase the Lightning Lane system. They are Disney Resort guests, but they aren't booking until they get to Disney World. And the earlier the better, because that's when the better selection rides come available and you can plan them out a lot earlier. But if you are a non-Disney World Resort guest, you do get 3 days before your visit to start booking those Lightning Lanes. And another way that I see that it's not worth it is by not doing research ahead of time to know what rides are more popular that are worth booking the Lightning Lanes for, or looking at your priority list of which rides you really want to take advantage of at the Disney parks and making Lightning Lane selections for those attractions. Like I said, if you need help seeing some different things that are available in the Disney World park, you can check out our itinerary builder below. But if you're going to be using the Lightning Lane multi-pass, doing some research and seeing what rides are worth it and what aren't will help you get the best value for the money if you are buying that. The other thing that is an added cost is the Lightning Lane single passes, which essentially these are for the most popular rides in the Disney World parks that are not included in the multi-pass, that you have to pay extra for to ride that attraction and access the Lightning Lane. In the case that I don't think that these are worth it is if you're taking advantage of early entry, what I like to do is ride the single pass rides during the early entry time period. This is 30 minutes before the parks officially open to all guests. That as a Disney World hotel guest, you do get 30 minutes to start riding rides early. For example, like Rise of the Resistance or Flight of Passage over at Animal Kingdom. These are 2 rides that I'd recommend doing during early entry, so you can knock them out early in the day, save that extra cost of what the single pass would have been, and then have the time the rest of the day to experience other rides and activities in the Disney parks. Where I do think the single pass is worth it is if you are doing the park hopping at Disney World, or if you don't plan on taking advantage of early entry, having that single pass for later in the day can have you get on the ride quicker when the line is the longest. Now, I'm sure you can see these are all items that can add up very quickly in a Disney World budget that you may want to avoid during your Disney vacation. But another thing that you want to avoid are big mistakes that every guest make when visiting the Disney parks. So to help you avoid them during your visit, I want to direct you to this video right here. As always, feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Enjoy your Disney World vacation, and we'll see you in the next video. See you guys.